We, America, are actively preparing for war with China.
China's the #1 national security threat to the United States.
Over 30,000 Chinese migrants have entered. We are anticipating some kind of conflict.
While negotiations continue in the Middle East, the war between Russia and Ukraine rages on.
Now Russia is threatening the U.S. and NATO for a history-making policy change after the Biden administration let Ukraine use American weapons on Russian soil. CNN's Amy Kiley has details of the decision and the possible implications.
Moscow says the U.S. and other NATO members, quote, will have to answer for letting Ukraine use their munitions for strikes inside Russia.
To Korea now. The South Korean government today issuing an emergency air raid warning, not about bombs or missiles, but about balloons. Hundreds of balloons that floated over the border from North Korea overnight. You see them here, filled with things like trash and animal feces, old batteries too, propaganda leaflets. South Korea is telling people, obviously, don't touch the balloons, report them to official. And what is just the latest in this years-long fight between North and South Korea?
So just to get a closer look up here, take a closer look at that UN bank card, United Nations bank card. Unbelievable. Now, if you need any more evidence of this, just look at Gaza. This might be a hard pill for some people to swallow, but the United Nations has been captured on video footage, coordinating with Hamas soldiers, as you can see here. So these are UN vehicles at UN headquarters. Drone recently captured footage of Hamas with these UN personnel transporting themselves in UN vehicles. And they're using United Nations buildings for the sake of hiding and staging attacks against Israel. Hamas, of course, was created by Israel, as Netanyahu openly has admitted. That's well established now. And they're armed by the United States. That's well established. So they pretend that they don't know what they're up to. It's a total lie.
Courtesy of Uncle Sam, American-supplied armor, now riding under Taliban colors. The spoils of victory being paraded by the new masters of Kandahar. An extraordinary sight in the city where their movement began and where they could now bask in triumph. Their ragtag desert army now mechanized, even with the odd helicopter. Propaganda gold for jihadists the world over. But they're not just playing with new toys. In Kabul, there are reports the Taliban is securing its grip, carrying out atrocities.
Now, the government of Niger has announced it is breaking off its military cooperation with the United States, putting US counter-terrorist operations in West Africa at risk. The decision means that US military and civilian personnel are likely to leave Niger, where the US has a major drone base. Well, looking into this for us is our terrorism expert, Wasim Nasser. He's with me now. First of all, Wasim, was this announcement over the weekend by the government in Niger expected?
Well, it was quite expected since Niger took the same path as Mali and Burkina Faso, but they went much faster, actually, by denouncing military treaties with France and now with the United States. This treaty goes back to 2012, and it led to the construction of this base in Agadez, a drone base that we see here, that costed $100 million in order to make it actually operational.